I'm Logan Bramall, and this is how I found meaning to my life. As long as I could remember, my life has always been on a strict schedule and everything's always been planned. My parents didn't even put that on me. I was always the one pushing myself to do things, and everything I did, especially in high school, was always for a greater purpose. Every action I took and everything I signed up for was always just another thing I could put on my college application. I was just constantly worrying about the future, and my biggest fear was about feeling unprepared and not being ready by the time it came to applying for colleges and all of that stuff. I think I ended up being in about 6 honor societies. I was in all honors classes, took I think 6 AP courses. I had 40 plus hours of dance every week, and I was miserable. I was always stressed. I thought that I was doing like a normal thing, pushing myself and trying to be the best student I could, the best dancer I could. It just became too much. I was always on a time crunch. Of course I learned like impeccable time management skills and how to set priorities and everything, but it kind of eventually, I developed a distaste for going to dance class. I dreaded when school ended because I was always trying to figure out when I could do my homework, when I could get, food in, and just all of that. And then along with that, maintaining a relationship with my friends and my family. The Buddhists have a term for this. It's called dukkha, or however you pronounce it. It just basically means anxiety, suffering, unsatisfactoriness, and thankfully, a Greek philosopher, Epicurus, he strategized about how to attain pleasure and happiness. One of his key points is to achieve ataraxia, which is basically just freedom from anxiety and stress, or if you may call it dukkha. Epicurus believed that attaining pleasure was the greatest good, and that should be your priority in life. But the way to such pleasure is by living modestly and to gain knowledge of the workings of the world and to limit one's own desires. Epicureans believe that we will have consciousness, free will, and rationality, so we can choose what kind of life we want to lead and what values we want to hold. Okay, in Soren Kierkegaard's Either Or, he shows that the only eternal thing that we have is our own decisions. So why should we make poor decisions? Why should we make ourselves miserable if the only thing that we can hold on to as our own is our history and the things that we choose to do? And that's kind of what I was doing to myself. I was making myself 10 times more stressed than I should have been, and I was putting all of this pressure on myself. Recognizing that our decisions matter takes courage, but it's the only way that we can truly be free. By second semester of my senior year in high school, a lot of my commitments started to end. I took a lot more easier courses. I'm not doing anything with dance after high school, so I kind of just lost a lot of motivation to put a lot of my time and effort into dance. So I really just ended up with a lot of free time this semester, and I've kind of added a bit of stoicism into my life, and I've been accepting and making the most of every situation that I've kind of had to deal with. I just have a lot of spare time now, and I've been using it to just hang out with my friends and be with them before we part our own ways at the end of the summer. So I didn't really know what I was gonna do with my free time, and I'm just used to always doing something and always being busy, so I didn't want to just sit on my bed in my room watching Netflix. I wanted to still do something, but something that was making me happy, not something that I'm forcing myself to do, or something that I'm only doing for a better outcome for something in the future, if that even makes sense. I took an adventurous gander and started hiking and biking, and turns out I actually loved it. I'm just a whole lot less stressed now, and it's such a refreshing feeling going to sleep and not having to worry about tomorrow's schedule and when I'm gonna eat tomorrow. And I mean, in don't get me wrong, I'm still stressed. Like, I still have things that I have to worry about, but none of them are causing me like incredible stress. I'm only 17, I'm not much of a philosophical person. I don't have that many deep thoughts, and I honestly don't know what the meaning of life is, but right now, my purpose for getting up in the morning is just to enjoy myself and to have fun and to be able to have funny stories to tell my kids when I'm older about my life. And if you'd ask me this question a year ago, it'd be completely different. I would probably say life is something superficial, like to be successful or something like that. Next year, my answer is going to be completely different too. I'm going to be a stressed out college student. Right now, I'm just all about enjoying myself and living each day to the fullest, as cheesy as that sounds. Let's just put this in perspective. This might be crazy. Some of you may have no idea what I'm talking about, but some of you may be able to relate. Me personally, anytime I'm eating something that's like, I don't know, say like chips and salsa, I'm always worried about, oh, how much salsa do I need to put on this chip? You know, I need to make sure this salsa lasts me for all these chips, but I need to make sure I have enough chips for all of this salsa. I am planning out and overthinking how I'm going to eat a simple snack. Life shouldn't be that hard to where you're always overthinking everything and you're always trying to plan out every single thing you do. You just need to relax and enjoy what's around you. So just enjoy your chips and salsa. If you end up running out of chips and you sell more salsa, just go get more chips. Or just throw the rest of the salsa out. I don't care. Do what you want. None of us can perfectly calculate the perfect proportion of chips to salsa. I mean, if you can, come on over, but until then, just enjoy yourself and just enjoy your chips and salsa.